WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry, and we got wrestling stuffs to talk about.
Yes, indeed we do. And my earphones. Sorry, having an internal conversation, like always.
The voices in your head, they talk to you, they counsel you, they
understand.
They
talk to me.
you.
Guitar riff.
Fortunately, you didn't bring that into the studio today.
What, the guitar or the air guitar riff with my mouth?
Yes.
Fair enough.
A little bit of both.
Just clarifying. But I never bring my guitar into studio.
Yeah, okay, there is that.
I am not Eliath. Which is a good and bad thing.
We're not going to have TWT, Tweak with Twitch?
That would be a completely different... That'd be like something off of Breaking Bad, first of all. I am the danger, Skyler. I am the one who knocks.
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
I don't know anymore about so many things.
I don't think I ever knew. And then there's... Yep, that's the first one of the day giving you the drop.
Yeah, they're in bunches pretty much.
How many drops are Lucas? How many?
You want a mulligan on that?
Yeah, actually, I just want to take that back. Never. Guess that's what a mulligan is.
That is what a mulligan is. Yeah.
I suck.
Oh, we're off to a rousing start today.
At least I know not to yell into the microphone. At least I back away and sort of say it off of camera. Not camera, mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing the complete breakdown of Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
The self-destruction of Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
He lost the tag titles, and it just... No, that...
I was going to say, thank you for not reminding me 50,000 times like Ryan did last week.
Yeah, we'll get into that discussion off the air.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But hey, Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
That was a thing that happened this past Sunday.
Yes, it was. It was a very well done pay-per-view. One of the best, from what I was seeing online, one of the best show opener matches on the main show in the past couple of years. And I would agree. I was able to sort of tune in and out of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the entire thing.
Like what you do with the show? Tune in and out on occasion? No.
Depends, but yes. I mean, if we're gonna go that early on the slagging on Twitch.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah, and it does. Surprisingly. I do have big feet, though. But I digress.
Line up, ladies.
I said I digress!
Okay. Man, feels a lot better when Denny does it on his show, digressing.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to, because I was at Open Ring, TJ, Ray's, and I trying to get a few more hours in. We were hoping to prepare for our tag team title rematch that was supposed to happen last night, but due to weather, things didn't exactly pan out the way we wanted it to. But
yeah, Mother Nature definitely blew your opportunity away.
Mother Nature is quite a twitch.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. Somebody has to.
Indeed. So
What I saw, though, was really well done. So, yeah.
Well, we'll go in order here. So we both had the club for that pre-show or kickoff match, beating the Miz Taraj. I did have Alexa Bliss retaining in the women's Elimination Chamber match. Let's see, and getting out to an early lead that you almost caught up on. The Bar holding on to the tag titles. Asuka defeating Nia Jax, so Jax is, at least for now, unless they find a way to shoehorn her in some other way in the next few weeks.
Occupy Raw.
Yeah, exactly. Will not be joining the Raw Women's title match at WrestleMania. Woken Matt Hardy defeating Bray Wyatt. We got that both correct, and we both whiffed on the main event as neither Finn Balor nor Braun Strowman. Although Strowman was impressive, but ultimately it went to Roman Reigns.
I was going to say, didn't he eliminate everybody except for Reigns?
He did have 5 eliminations, which is a record.
Yeah.
As far as Elimination Chambers go.
Well, of course. I mean, like...
Because, if it was not a 7-man, if it was a standard 6-man Elimination Chamber, that would be sweeping or running the table or however you want to...
Running, yes, clean sweep, I would say.
Clean sweep. There are a number of different ways to throw that out there.
It was very well done. I'm not upset, like a lot of people are, that Reigns won. I'm very much looking forward to the rematch of Reigns and Lesnar. I love Braun. I really think they need to die down. They need to lay low with Braun versus Lesnar again, because we've seen that match so many times. But I like the way they're building this up. Mania in general is looking really, really well so far.
Well, it's funny that you mention Roman Reigns as, I don't know. I was going to say, I know this story isn't in your notes, and I kind of wanted to save this one as a surprise.
His promo on Raw.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that, and also I guess, somebody having his back that was a little bit head-scratching. Almost kind of like something that you'd said a while ago that, of course, of all the different notes here,
Was it the you hate Cena because you have no other choice?
That would be the one.
Very nice.
And I also found a way to get it updated without you on helium.
Yeah, but it wasn't said with the same vigor. And
true.
And emotion and bitterness.
Yeah, well, I guess bitterness in a way coming from none other than the recently returned Coach.
Really?
Yeah, he came back to WWE after an almost decade absence.
He's so great.
And he has been a nice upgrade to the Raw commentary team, but not doing a lot of favors on social media when he tweeted out on Tuesday afternoon, quote, "I continue to be amazed at the venom toward Roman Reigns, and yet all fans can say is, I hate him. Not why, not how, not anything. Stop being sheep and just enjoy the show. You all read social media like it's the Washington Post. I have to believe you are smarter than that." End quote.
Oh, I love you, Coach. I love you.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's going with the Washington Post thing. And
because it's a credible news source, and people read it, because it's a very well-respected, credible news source.
Okay. I didn't know if there was something kind of politically thrown in there as well.
Well, I mean, because the Washington Post, I guess, is one of those newspapers that has been. I'm not trying to say that any other newspaper, but it's just like people have been. That's just a good example of a newspaper that's very credible.
Indeed. Now, he also added, quote, "Love when fans show up, cheer or boo who you want. My point has always been the keyboard warriors, not those that show up to the arenas. Go to a show. He gets a huge reaction. Trust me, social media leads you around by the nose. I feel sorry for fans, quote unquote, who are so smart that they can't simply enjoy themselves. We all have limited time. Being negative makes no sense."
Exactly. If you go into a pay-per-view or a show already jaded, you're already looking for a reason to hate it. Then why are you even watching the show? I don't watch certain shows. I don't really watch that much reality television because I'm already going to be pointing out stuff I don't like. And that's just negative energy you're wasting.
And speaking of that, people seeming to take Coachman to task more for a misspelling as he misspelled the word read in
Of
his
course. Because
tweet than the topic at hand.
The credibility already gets ruined on social because it's at times social media can be a cesspool.
It most certainly can. But nonetheless, there's a couple of issues here. Now, WWE doesn't want fans to stop being sheep. They just want them to follow a different shepherd, the same shepherd running the flock since 1982, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yes.
So on one hand, they're saying cheer and boo who you want, but on the other hand, they're saying cheer and boo who we direct you to.
You don't like what you...
See, I don't ask my audience what they want. I tell them what they want.
Sup, G?
I tell them what they want, and then they like it.
Yeah, kind of like that. And
You don't like what you like. You like what I tell you to like.
yeah, I think there's a little bit of that thrown in there, just a little.
Oh, indeed.
And secondly, he notes that there's been no why or how to those hating Roman Reigns. Ahem.
I could give you a few examples.
Well, there have been plenty of reasons, some legit, some not as much, as to why people dislike Roman Reigns. Most of the criticism has been of the robotic nature of Reigns, whether it's been in promos or in the ring. Some people took umbrage with his being pushed ahead of Daniel Bryan when Bryan was red hot following Yeselmania.
Indeed, but at the same time, Bryan was on the shelf with a neck injury.
True. He was infamously the subject of the CM Punk Colt Cabana Thanksgiving podcast, when Punk referenced being told to make Roman look good.
But they say that, and you say that now. I mean, you say that then, and people are... But they do that for a lot of people that they're trying to push. How many times do you think they made Strowman try and look strong?
Well, here's the other thing. The counter to that, and this is something from being on the inside and kind of learning things, ideally as a wrestler, you want to make yourself and your opponent look good.
Yeah.
That's kind of Wrestling 101.
And if you're trying to put over somebody as their, we're really trying to... This is going to be the standout person, or, if you're going to lose, which they did in that match, the Shield, you still have to make it look credible as to why they lost. There's a perfect example, NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon. When Ember Moon was in that armbar for a very long time, there's no way she's going to get out of it, but you still want Ember to retain, but you want Shayna Baszler to look good because, she fought in the UFC. She's this, she's a very... You want to make her look as a threat. So then when Ember Moon managed to counter it from a pin instead of beating her clean or, with a defining move, that's the reason she lost that way. There's a reason, there needs to be a rhyme or, a rhyme and a reason for why this happened.
Most certainly. Some other things here. Some took issue with the fact that Reigns got to keep the Shield music, entrance, and gear, giving off the appearance that he was treated special after being carried by Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose during the Shield's initial run. As I said, I didn't say all these were necessarily legitimate.
That one I could see. I mean, it's a bit petty, but I can also I understand what they mean with it. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't understand why he was carried by Rollins and Ambrose for a little bit, but that shouldn't be a credit. Why does that mean he can't keep the gear on the music? It just doesn't seem like it adds up.
Yeah, no, I, in that case, I think it's grasping at straws a little bit. And people have also picked apart his podcast and media interviews, where on one occasion he said he, quote, just does what he's told and hopes to get rich. Isn't that pretty much every employee everywhere?
So then, yeah, but then why do people have a problem with that?
Exactly. That's my point. I mean, not everybody can necessarily deliver a stone cold stunner to their boss and still get paid.
Yeah, I mean, you always do it because you love it. That's really... There's only X amount of examples of people who are in wrestling that never really watched. But, like, Kurt Angle's really the only one that comes to mind that didn't really watch wrestling before he entered the business.
But he also was one of the best...
Yeah, and he also
amateur wrestlers,
and he learned to love it. It's one of those things of obviously you're not doing this just for the money. but it's also a big factor. You're doing what you love and you want to get paid for it.
Absolutely. Also, he once said in a media interview that he is 1,000 times improved since the year before, and if you don't agree, you're crazy.
Which is very valid.
Exactly. A lot of these have come out forced. And then speaking of forced, there's also the incessant yelling by Michael Cole of, "The big dog!"
I know.
Exactly.
It's the big dog.
So,
I like him, though. I don't have a problem with it. It's his yard, and he's the big dog. It's incessant, but it's, you know.
Yeah, again, that's annoying, and this kind of leads to my next point, is that it isn't necessarily something that falls on him directly. And despite all those examples, there are reasons to cheer him. I mean, he has worked hard in the ring. He delivers big-time matches on the big stage against a variety of opponents. And a lot of the questionable decisions can be pointed to Vince McMahon and the writing staff. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Roman didn't come up with tater tots on his own. Or suffer and succotash.
Ugh, your voice. Not yours, Roman's.
And, I mean, he takes the booing like a man and doesn't whine about not all fans adoring and cheering him.
One of my favorite promos Roman Reigns ever cut was the night after WrestleMania 33 when he beat Undertaker. And you just, at this point, he's, again, him in a promo is like, it's hit or miss, but just let him go, just let him say what he needs to say. There are certain wrestlers you can't script it, and, you know, or give him bullet points of what he needs to get across, but just don't give him lines like suffer and succotash. Come on. I really want to see Reigns succeed. I like Roman Reigns.
Oh, and he's coming into his own on the mic, as heard this past week.
I don't know why I'm covering for this guy. You guys want to know the truth? They're not going to like it back there, but I'm going to say it anyways. Brock Lesnar's not here tonight. Up until about 30 minutes ago, I thought Brock was going to be here, but something happened or the other and he didn't show. And nobody will say this back there, but I'm going to say it. Brock Lesnar is an entitled piece of crap who hides behind his contract. I mean, think about it, y'all. Think about it. We are 6 weeks from WrestleMania, and the Universal Champion is not here today. We were in Vegas last night. Brock was in Vegas. He wasn't at the Elimination Chamber. Guess where he was? He was running around the strip taking pictures with Dana White and the UFC on social media. You want to know why? Because he doesn't respect me, he doesn't respect any of you, and he doesn't respect anybody in that locker room. And I'm sick of it. We're all sick of it. They all know it back there. We all know it. Every single week, me and them boys run across this world and we bust our ass. And Brock just shows up whenever he wants to, when the money's right or the city's right. But we don't care. It doesn't matter how many people show up, how big the town is, I'll be there. Because I said I'll be there. And Brock and Paul, don't worry, they're gonna come out here and say, we're businessmen. Well, guess what? I was born in this business. My family and my bloodline is this business. And I was taught at an early age that there's a fine line between business and respect. And I'll say this right now. I don't respect Brock Lesnar. And I damn sure don't fear that. I think I've said enough now. I'm gonna go and head to the back, take my ass chewing like a man, because unlike some people, I actually care and respect this place.
How about that?
Roman Reigns, how are you doing?
Well, he's essentially throwing out the
Part-time.
claim to Lesnar.
I loved it. I loved everything about that promo. It was, dare I say, glorious.
Indeed, and I just realized as a little bit of a programming note here, so we're only on until 12:50 as we've got Neshaminy and Ben Salem basketball that was initially supposed to be scheduled last night, but weather kind of stopped that. As we said, Mother Nature...
Is a twitch.
Yes. I think I figured out the title of this episode. Wow. All right, so... before we take care of our first bit of business here, the string of autograph signings continues at George's Cards and Collectibles next Saturday, March 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Former WCW and WWE star Lord William Regal will appear at George's Neshaminy Mall location. George's has 3 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing, and their newest location in the Oxford Valley Mall on the second level next to Charlotte Roos. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. Coming back with more wrestling stuff, including some possible TV talk. Yeah, we'll get into that and... some other fun tidbits with that coming up here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
I'm Henry Carpenter, a certified elder law attorney, and we're at Bucks County Elder Law, a life care planning law firm. We understand the challenges you face and the options available to you. With expertise in all areas of law affecting seniors and their families, we give your concerns the time they deserve. More importantly, we give you the compassion and support you deserve. My team and I work with your medical professionals, financial planners, and accountants to obtain the information and input we need to help you make an informed decision and to obtain the best possible result in any situation. Whatever your concerns, you want to work with an experienced lawyer who truly understands your situation and who truly cares. Dedicated solely to the practice of elder law in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we can help you make decisions tailored to meet the needs of your family. As a life care planning law firm, we protect your quality of life while we preserve your assets. To us, you're more than a number, your family. At Bucks County Elder Law, we empower you to make the best legal, care, and planning decisions for you and your family. We invite you to call us today at 215-493-0727 to schedule a free initial consultation. Join us each Tuesday at 9 a.m. for Senior Legal Strategies right here on WBCB and to visit our website at buckscountyelderlaw.com.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that will take you from where you are now to the retirement you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the What's Your Wealth Strategy Show with Mark Freed every Tuesday morning at 9:30. Mark is the president of TFG Wealth Management. You only retire once, but Mark helps people retire every day. Don't miss the What's Your Wealth Strategy Show with Mark Freed every Tuesday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true. You're breaking kayfabe. Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry, and we're going to get into a little TV talk.
Yes.
Why tease it any longer here? So,
That's
Fox,
not what we do here.
No.
Usually I just...
teasing each other.
Yeah, well, teasing me more so than anything, but...
Well, you get your digs in occasionally.
Very occasionally.
Much to learn, young Padawan or something. I don't know.
Young Sadawan.
That too. Never happy.
Was waiting for it.
Fox television executives attended Tuesday's WWE SmackDown Live in Los Angeles, California on Tuesday. Sports Illustrated writer Richard Deitch reporting that Fox Sports president Eric Shanks and Fox talent producer Jacob Ullman were in the front row of SmackDown along with on-air personality Colin Cowherd.
What?
Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise. And we'll get more into that in a minute. Fox is heavily rumored to be players for the WWE television rights and possibly even as potential buyers of the company. Surprise, surprise. Reason for that?
Just keep Cowherd away from wrestling.
Well, WWE's television deal with NBC Universal expires September 30th, 2019, so about a year and a half away. And it is worth noting that NBC Universal has an exclusive negotiating window with WWE that expires sometime this spring. However, WWE can discuss a potential sale, and Vince McMahon has declared that they are open for business in that regard. Obviously, if Fox were to acquire the company, or at least a major portion of it, it's safe to assume that WWE programming would be Fox television bound. But at the very least, Fox executives sitting in the front row at SmackDown certainly gives the impression that they are interested in the WWE television rights, which gives WWE a lot of leverage with NBC Universal heading into negotiations.
Indeed.
Trying to get that money. Now, I mentioned...
Trying to draw some dimes.
Yes. Now, I mentioned Colin Cowherd. Notable, I mean, he's with Fox now. He spent a lot of time with ESPN. He has been... To say he's been critical of professional wrestling over the years has been an understatement. Now, oddly enough, he had nothing but glaringly positive things to say about this past Tuesday.
Which I'm sure he was forced to read.
Well, let's see. He even dropped a hint on his show about the company moving its programming to Fox.
Just to preface this, I'm not really a big fan of Colin Cowherd. Can't you tell? He's well respected. He knows what he's talking about with sports, but when it comes to sports entertainment, he needs to shut his mouth.
Well, here's the thing. He said it's really a professionally run organization, and we laughed for 2 hours. Moments later, he closed his show by saying, "Coming to a network near you." Interestingly enough. Now, he has been outspoken against professional wrestling for years. Some of the examples, this is the same guy who is, he tweeted back in April of 2013, right around WrestleMania 29, he tweeted, quote, "Apparently there was some booger eaters convention tonight or something. WWE tweets everywhere. Enjoy the Hot Pockets, kiddies." Did you know about that one, or is that
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I try not to pay attention to him.
Well, you're probably not going to like this one either from 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm probably not going to like anything that Colin Cowherd spews out.
No, he in this case, he tweeted out.
Jerk.
Careful now. He tweeted out, "The iHeartRadio Music Awards are fantastic. Here's what's not. Hanging out with 90,000 sweaty booger eaters at WrestleMania."
Really? WrestleMania?
Yeah, W-R-A-S-S-L-E.
What are you trying to be, Andy Kaufman? You gonna wrestle me, Mr. Lawler? Someone pays attention to the product. And if you didn't, you wouldn't say anything about it, you pompous jerk.
Well, this is also the guy who back in 2005 did a sports rant on his radio show basically insinuating that nobody cared when Eddie Guerrero died.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, nobody cared. Just a millions of adoring fans and Chris Benoit and a lot of the wrestlers who actually knew who Eddie Guerrero was and wasn't trying to just be a shock jock.
Well, I mean, maybe more of a sports shock jock. He's just more of a hot take sports host. Kind of more...
hot takes. Get your hot takes here. Oh, it's so original, your piping hot sports takes. LeBron's not coming to Philadelphia. Yeah, we know that.
Well, he also had this in 2014 when the Ultimate Warrior passed away.
Oh, shocking.
You know, he wasn't born Ultimate Warrior. That's not his real name, but he's got a shtick, and he had that, and he passed away. He out in the parking lot. And this is one of these stories that you can't really be honest about, because we all know the real story, that 5 guys in their 20s have died in wrestling, 25 in their 30s, 45 in their 40s. I've got all the list here. NFL players may get concussions. They're not dying in their 20s and 30s and early 40s very often, certainly not to this number. So you have to say it's sad, it's so unexpected, no explanation. God just decided it was his time. It's so random. But the story behind the story is drugs, painkillers, and HGH. It's the roll of the dice of pro wrestling. Dudes with limited options, not good enough to play pro sports. This is for a 10 to 12-year stretch where you can get abnormally wealthy, and you got to wrestle 300 days a year on the road.
Yeah, you got to wrestle 300 days a year on the road. There's no off-season, cowherd. Why don't you,
Well, what he was essentially saying there is that wrestlers are second-class athletes who couldn't make it in real sports. But in a lot of cases, I mean, they do come over from those other sports. Sometimes it's injury-related, and they're able to find a niche that they wouldn't otherwise have had, and that's brought some greats to the business. I mean,
like
Ron
Goldberg,
Simmons, Goldberg,
The Rock,
Lex Luger. I mean, just to name a few. I mean,
Ronda Rousey. Oh, you didn't think she couldn't make it in pro sports, cowherd? She was one of the biggest money makers for UFC for a very good amount of time. But, she couldn't hack it in real sports. I'd like to see you take a few bumps in a wrestling ring. See how that feels. I just think it's really funny. So many people that badmouth pro wrestling, and I guarantee you they couldn't even run the ropes the right way.
Well, there certainly is a learning aspect to it, and if it was easy, then anybody could do it. And I think that tends to get lost from to use the football term, armchair quarterbacks.
Like cowherd.
That are out there. And yeah, that certainly is an issue, and I'm going to try to find something here to calm you down.
I'm fine. I'm just... It just bothers me when people badmouth professional wrestling and they don't understand. I don't like reality TV. I won't badmouth it that much. I will just say I don't like it. I don't watch it. But people make a point to badmouth professional wrestling all of the time, and I'm sick of it. There was something I put on Instagram. Somebody saying, I don't understand why wrestlers are so happy when they win title belts. It's like Tom Hanks saying he fought in Nam because Forrest Gump did, which isn't the point. Winning a title belt is the culmination of hard work and busting your behind in the business. And they're saying, hey, we have faith for you. We have enough faith in you to carry this company for a period of time as our heavyweight champion or as our world champion. And, it's the amount of disrespect that professional wrestling gets from outside opinions. People that don't watch it as much as maybe you or I do. It's very upsetting. It's saying
Frustrated isn't the word for it. This is bullshit. So much injustice around here. I've had it up to here.
That pretty much sum it up there, Twitch Man Hard over there?
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, oh, goodness. All right, we've got not a lot of time left, so we got to take care of our next bit of business here, and that means it's time to tell you that the hype is real at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Releasing 1 week from today, on tap and available in very limited crowlers, is No One Likes Us, We Don't Care, a 6.7% unfiltered IPA, dry hopped with Vic's Secret and Equinox hops to bring out the pineapple, passion fruit, and citrus notes. And since the brew is dedicated to the passionate championship speech of the Eagles' Jason Kelce, Broken Goblet is partnering with, agreed upon by Kelce, former teammate Connor Barwin's Make the World Better Foundation, and 10% of the proceeds of the sales will go to the Make the World Better Foundation. Now, the Broken Goblet's announcement first came here, but was picked up by the Philadelphia news media and will be a huge event with outdoor music, weather permitting. Now, note 1 crowler per person and absolutely no growler fills due to the limited nature of the beer. Now, as far as now, come on in and enjoy some of the great brews, including the Broken Batch Odie McOatface, An IPA.
Bodie McBoatface.
I believe that's what they're going with. It was an IPA with added oat milk.
That is
also
fantastic.
There's Under Her Spell Saison, as well as some Yin Yang Oatmeal Stout and Old Toby, a Belgian pale ale brewed with basil. Great for any Italian dish. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly. Coming back, we've got, about 10 minutes until high school basketball, so we'll get through wrapping up the rest of the news and the birthdays and all the other fun stuff here on Pro Wrestling Weekly, here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Be sure to tune into Senior Legal Strategies with Henry Carpenter every Tuesday morning at 9, right here on 1490 WBCB.
Chickies and Pete's, proud partner of the world champion Philadelphia Eagles and official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club at Lincoln Financial Field, is your favorite local sports bar and crab house. During Lent, what better place to eat than Chickies and Pete's? Chickies and Pete's has created some terrific specials for Lent. Try the shrimp po' boy with golden fried shrimp on a fresh baguette, or the limoncello seafood bake with jumbo shrimp and lump crab baked to perfection. Or there's always the terrific Chickies and Pete's go-tos, such as the mouth-watering lobster roll, Lisa's blonde lobster pie, jumbo lump crab cake sandwich, or baby lobster tails, magic with shellfish. For Lent, it's Chickies and Pete's. Visit chickiesandpete's.com for locations and details. All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management. Hi, Merrill Reese, inviting you to tune in every Friday morning at 8 to hear Head Games, a new must-listen-to show for athletes and coaches of all levels and ages. Mindful Athlete Training in Newtown is a mental circuit training program that prepares the athlete to perform at the highest levels of today's game. Athletes get in the zone faster and stay there longer. Tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. right here on WBCB 1490 and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
Selfless service is the guiding principle that drives Army National Guard soldiers to be always ready whenever disaster strikes. They are your next-door neighbors and your colleagues in schools, offices, and factories. To be a Guard soldier is to stand ready to serve at all times for family, for community, and for country. To learn more, log on to NationalGuard.com or contact an Army National Guard recruiter in your area. Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, March 3. On this date in 1997, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Atlanta, Georgia. In the main event, Lex Luger and the Giant fought the Steiner brothers to a no contest. On this date in 2003, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Uniondale, New York. In the main event, Kane and Rob Van Dam defeated Al Snow and Tommy Dreamer in a hardcore tag team match. On this date in 2004, the NWA TNA held its weekly pay-per-view number 83. In the main event, Chris Harris pinned Shane Douglas. On this date in 2008, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Indianapolis, Indiana. In the main event, Triple H fought Randy Orton to a no contest. On this date in 2014, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Chicago, Illinois. In the main event, Daniel Bryan defeated Batista by disqualification. This has been Today in Wrestling History, March 3. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, and we got a few minutes here to get into the news before we've got high school basketball coming your way. Including, well, this was announced this past week, WWE announcing that Jarius J.J. Robertson will be the recipient of the Warrior Award at the Hall of Fame ceremony. Now, those who may not be familiar with Robertson, he is a 15-year-old who is battling a chronic liver disease called biliary atresia. It is a rare disease found in infants during the first 2 to 8 weeks of birth. And Robertson has had 13 surgeries over his young life, including a liver transplant at the age of 1 and another liver transplant within the past year. So he is a double liver transplant. Yeah, it's been rough to say the least. Robertson telling WWE.com, quote, I can't believe I've been chosen to be the 2018 Warrior Award recipient. Being honored by WWE means the world to me. I feel very blessed.
The kid's got a lot of charisma. And he's like really funny. There were some videos earlier in the year him talking to The Miz, and he's just a riot.
Yeah, he lives in the New Orleans area and was spotted by Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 30, oddly enough, where they struck up a friendship. Robertson's also a super fan of the New Orleans Saints and even signed a contract to become an honorary Saint. He also was invited to participate in the NBA All-Star Weekend festivities when they were held in New Orleans last year, even participating in the Celebrity All-Star Game and making a pretty sweet jumper, all things considered, and was also awarded ESPN's Jimmy V Award for Perseverance this past year. Yeah, so really, say what you will about the Warrior Award, and I know a lot of people think, oh, that doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, or oh, it should have, it should have gone to the people behind the scenes like the Ultimate Warrior wanted before he died. But even still, even if it's a philanthropic, I don't want to say cash grab, but a kind of a shameless promotion of philanthropy by WWE, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not really a shameless promotion of philanthropy. I mean, like, it's good that WWE is philanthropic. I think I use that term.
Yeah, no, you got it right.
Yay. It's a very good thing to do. And, they don't shamelessly promote it. They don't do it 24/7. So when they bring attention to it, they should. And this kid is awesome. Honestly.
Yeah, most definitely. Some other tidbits here. WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar is likely going to have another UFC fight, as Roman Reigns was alluding to. UFC President Dana White asked about Lesnar returning while being interviewed by SiriusXM's NASCAR radio, saying, quote, "They're very, very, very good," he said with a laugh, as far as the chances of him returning. Also, in the sport realm, former NFL punter Pat McAfee will be the guest ring announcer for the main event of the NXT Live event in Indianapolis, Indiana tomorrow. The show headlined by Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly against Cassius Ohno and the Street Profits.
Ooh, very nice. That seems like it's going to be a very good match. Fantastic.
And then there's this. Yes, WWE Hall of Famer Tammy Sunny Sitch arrested on contempt of court and fugitive from justice charges on Tuesday. Now, as of Thursday, she was released from a Monmouth County, New Jersey jail with a $6,000 bond, according to the sheriff's office website. And Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com reporting that a bench warrant was issued for her arrest on August 22nd of last year after a court decided to revoke her probation. Sitch, unfortunately, has a long history of legal and substance abuse issues. Despite all that, she was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame back in 2011.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a couple of minutes here, so I believe that it is time for...
birthdays!
And since we're waiting to hear something here, I guess we'll stretch it out a little bit here. And thankfully, I've got 4 plus 3 Brucey bonuses.
Ooh.
Yeah. On this date in 1964, Glenn Kulka was born. The Canadian football player, hockey player, and pro wrestler briefly in 1997, it all goes back to 97, turns 54 today.
Was that his wrestler name, just his real name, Glenn Kulka?
Mm-hmm. And he mostly wrestled in Canada. In fact, during that run, he had a win in a TV taping in Toronto against wrestler Sexton Hardcastle, who you would know to go on to be WWE Hall of Famer Edge. Exactly.
Rated R superstar.
And on this date in 1981, Philip Paul Lloyd was born. The former 3-time WWE Tag Team Champion, former TNA King of the Mountain Champion, and current Lucha Underground star known as both Justin Gabriel and PJ Black turns 37 today.
Very nice. Did you hear what they're doing with King of Trios? They're bringing back 3 of the original Nexus members for Chikara.
Oh,
Michael
very nice.
Tarver, Darren Young, and Justin Gabriel.
Oh, awesome. Also, on this date in 1984, Todd Smith was born, the former 2-time IWGP Tag Team Champion, former ROH Tag Team Champion, and 2014 ROH Top Prospect Tournament winner. Currently signed to NXT and better known as Hanson of the team War Machine.
Ooh.
Turns 34 today.
Yes. Hansen.
And on this date in 1992, Mandy Leon was born. The Ring of Honor women's wrestler turns 26 today.
Very happy birthday to Mandy Leon.
And we've also got the Brucey bonuses.
Ooh.
Things outside of the world of wrestling. Yeah, that too. On this date in 1966, Anthony Terrell Smith was born. The rapper and actor from such movies as Heat and Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, who also performed hit songs Funky Cold Medina and Wild Thing, better known as Tone Loc, turns 52 today. On this date in 1970, Julie Bowen Lutkemeyer was born. The two-time Emmy Award-winning actress playing Adam Sandler's love interest in Happy Gilmore and from television roles in Ed, Boston Legal, Lost, and best known as Claire Dunphy from the hit series Modern Family. She turns 48 today.
Oh my gosh, that was
blew my mind too.
Happy Gilmore? Holy crud. She looks great, by the way.
Yeah, she was in her mid-20s when that came out. Go figure. And turning to somebody who worked with another person in Modern Family. On this date in 1974, David Anthony Faustino was born. The actor, rapper, and radio personality best known as Bud Bundy from Married with Children turns 44 today. Wow, Grandmaster B is 44. Oh, man, wow. Where does the time go? All right, that's going to about do it for us here. No nutsy, as we've got high school basketball coming your way. The philosopher Chris Ermer, full of glory and renown, is out there at Ben Salem High School.